Mohammed's enterprise has been awarded a $600 million plus contract for the construction of the Guyana Fire Services new headquarters. Another large-scale cannabis farm in Berbice has been destroyed by the Guyana Police Force. Guyana Fire Service is investigating a fatal house fire on the east coast of Demerara that killed one of the home's occupants. In the region, Guyanese law student wins Commonwealth Caribbean Rhodes Scholarship, and internationally, dozens of refugees, migrants die as boat sinks in English Canal. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Home Affairs approved a contract of $614 million with Mohammed's enterprise for the construction of the new head office of the Guyana Fire Service. The contract was awarded to Mohammed's enterprise via public tender. The agreement was signed between the ministry's permanent secretary, May Thomas, and Nazir Mohammed of Mohammed's enterprise on Wednesday, November 24, 2021. The building will be erected on a site on Homestretch Avenue in Georgetown. Construction will commence no later than December 1, 2021, and should be completed within 14 months. The Minister of Home Affairs, Rhodes, who witnessed the signing ceremony, said the relocation of the Guyana Fire Service and ambulance service would help increase the emergency response time since it will be away from the heavily congested Stabroek Market area. There will also be more space for holding equipment and assets, he stated. Minister Ben noted that Georgetown is physically expanding to the east and south. The new facility will give the fire service headquarters more space. The fire service will also have adequate space for training sessions with the construction of the new modern facility. A 54-year-old male security guard is horrified and counting his losses after being attacked and robbed by two guys armed with a handgun and a cutlass on Church Street Enterprise, East Coast, Demerara on Wednesday, November 24th. Enquiries disclosed that around 3:30 p.m., the victim was about to enter his yard when he was accosted by two males, one armed with a handgun and the other with a cutlass. They demanded the man's electric bike, which he refused, but subsequently handed over for fear of his life. The security guard attempted to escape into his house, but the suspects pursued him. They took away two cell phones and cash totaling close to $200,000 and a bike worth $100,000 in which they made good their escape on. A report was made to the police and an investigation is in progress. The Guyana Fire Service is currently investigating the circumstances that led to a fire at Enterprise on the east coast of Demerara, which claimed the life of a 54-year-old man early this morning. Reports said at around 3:40 a.m., the Guyana Fire Service responded to a fire at the location. The building involved was one flat wooden house owned by Suresh Gulchan, who resided there with his brother Shurvash Gulchan. The entire house went up in flames and the man tragically lost his life as a result. Two vehicles located on the western side of the building were severely damaged and nothing was saved from the house. The Guyana Fire Service is urging citizens to equip their homes with smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. Citizens are also advised to exercise caution when cooking or using electrical appliances. Stick around after the break. Another large-scale cannabis farm in Berbice has been destroyed by the Guyana Police Force, and fishermen met with the agricultural minister to discuss this year's unexpected decline in fish populations.
It's here again, Clearance Mega Black Friday sale for one day only, Friday, November 26th. Get half off selected brands store-wide. Ladies footwear, jeans, dresses, tops, men's sneakers, shirts, pants, shoes, and a whole lot more. Remember, it's for one day only, Friday, November 26th, where prices are slashed on selected brands store-wide. Clearance, always keeping you in style.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becaphonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Rhodes Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop price smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Kingdom-based taxi service, transportation for every occasion. Short drop, airport, weddings, funerals, and much more. We're located at Lot H. Durbin and Vicingen Road, next to Green City Bar. For honest, efficient, and reliable service, call Kingdom-based taxi service at 648-5959 or 227-7937. You can count on us.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Welcome back. Agricultural Minister Zulfikar Mustafa on Wednesday met with stakeholders within the fisheries sector to discuss some of the issues faced and ways in which government could assist in finding a resolution. Minister Mustafa noted that there has indeed been a noticeable decline in catches over the years. He stated that government is fully supportive of the necessary investigations into the root cause.
Government of Guyana has an interest to ensure that our fisher folks survive. This fishing industry is very important to the economy of our country, and we will do all in our effort to ensure that we protect this industry and we make it bigger.
Minister Mustafa informed the fishermen that the government engaged the Environmental Protection Agency and the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization to assist with an analysis to determine the reason behind the low catches.
You got the head of the EPA, you got the country representative for the FTO. Two reputable organizations who will help us now to find out what are the causes.
The Agricultural Minister told the fisher folks that the collective effort between the government and players in the fisheries sector is needed to address the issue of low catches in Guyana. The fishermen, during the discussion, expressed their concerns about the decline in catches they're experiencing. They said it is affecting their capacity to provide for their families. Minister Mustafa said Guyana is not the only country affected by low catches. It is a global phenomenon and the factors will vary from country to country. However, he said that government is prepared to work with the fisher folks to find a solution to this issue. Another large-scale cannabis farm in Berbice has been destroyed by the Guyana Police Force. Here's more from Dale Jarvis.
Ranks of the Guyana Police Force raided a farm at Upper Berbice River, Ebony, destroyed millions of dollars in cannabis. Reports are that during the day, a party of police from the region's 6th Division conducted an eradication exercise in the area where 4 fields were discovered, covering approximately 10 acres of land. The fields consisted of 60,000 cannabis plants ranging from 6 inches to 10 feet in height and 600 pounds of dried cannabis. Upon arrival at one of the fields, a male, upon seeing the police, made his escape into the bushes. A total of 5 camps were destroyed by fire along with the cannabis plants. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. Don't go away after the break. Colombia marks 5 years since FARC peace deal, and COVID cases rising in the Americas following Europe PAHO warns. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
For decades, milk has remained the same. Until now. Introducing the Great Dairy Full Cream Milk from Alabama Trading. Enriched with vitamins A to D and calcium to promote healthy teeth, strong bones, and vitality. Great Dairy Milk is delicious and fortified to encourage healthy cell growth within the body. No wonder it's the #1 brand of milk produced in Ireland. Now available nationwide in 400-gram packages at leading supermarkets and wholesale vendors. Distributed by Alabama Trading.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Roletta Barrow of Guyana is the 2022 Commonwealth Caribbean Rhodes Scholarship winner. Barbados Governor General Dame Sandra Mason made the announcement last evening. Barrow was chosen from among 12 candidates who were interviewed virtually by the selection committee. The other interviewees vying for the prestigious scholarship came from Barbados, the Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Vincent and St. Kitts. Barrow is currently enrolled in the Bachelor of Law program at the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus. Come next October, she will be headed to the University of Oxford to pursue a Bachelor in Civil Law. Meanwhile, November 24th marked the 5th anniversary of the landmark peace treaty between the government of Colombia and FARC rebels. But half a decade later, the promised peace in the country has not been achieved and the window for doing so might be closing. Al Jazeera's Alexandrio Rampietti has more.
Former FARC rebel William Muriel is rightly proud of his pig farm. It's one of 3 projects he started with hundreds of other demobilized fighters, investing the roughly $2,000 each they received as part of their agreement to disarm.
We are selling an average of 160 pigs a month, 40 per week of around 105 kilos. We hope that with the 2 new sites we will reach 100 or 120 a week.
William says reaching this point has been very difficult. Approval for the project arrived only a year ago after long fights with a bureaucracy he says was set up to fail them.
This government has done everything possible to make the deal fail. If it wasn't for the United Nations and the international cooperation that are guarantors of the process, I wonder if I would be here.
The government signed its historic peace deal with the FARC 5 years ago, bringing to an end a conflict that killed more than 200,000 people over more than 5 decades. But many of the hopes of that day are unfulfilled, even though most combatants have laid down their arms. By addressing poverty and inequality, promising roads, schools and jobs in many neglected rural areas of the country, the peace deal was supposed to end the root causes that fueled the war. But 5 years later, little has changed. Many accuse the conservative government of Ivan Duque of slow-walking the deal's implementation. Studies show that just 4% of the promised rural reform measures are complete. While cocaine production is at an all-time high, and new armed groups and FARC dissidents are perpetuating new cycles of violence. Many reintegration camps are mostly empty after former fighters moved away under threat by armed groups. Like Claudia Cruz, who with former comrades has been trying to start a fish farm. First they were forced to leave their camp, then their leader was killed.
We live in fear. This is worse than during the war. Back then, we could at least defend ourselves. After 5 years, I thought we would have a place to live, a little land, and basic security. We feel disillusioned, yet we endure.
But despite their enduring commitment, success for them and the country remains elusive, and a lasting peace is not guaranteed. Alessandro Ampietti, Al Jazeera, Caldono, Cauca.
Internationally, North America marked a 23% jump in new cases of COVID-19 last week, though most of the cases were recorded in the United States and Canada. Health officials in the US are particularly concerned about another potential surge of infections as millions of Americans travel for the Thanksgiving holiday this week. Al Jazeera's Rob Reynolds reports.
Holiday travel is expected to be near pre-pandemic levels this Thanksgiving, with air travel expected to be up 80% over last year. For some, it's the first time at crowded airports since the virus brought travel nearly to a halt.
It's a little nerve-wracking. We have lots of hand sanitizer, lots of Lysol, lots of face masks.
I'm honestly nervous to be in the airport. It's a lot of people, but
there's good reason for that trepidation.
Stay nice and relaxed.
Although 195 million people in the U.S. are fully vaccinated, that's still under 60% of the total population. And COVID case rates are rising across the country, with 92,000 new cases and 1,000 deaths per day.
Heading into the first big holiday of the season, into Thanksgiving, we are seeing COVID numbers rising in most states nationwide. 30 of 50 states are showing increases in the number of COVID cases being reported. And in the upper Midwest in particular, we're seeing a really severe outbreak.
States like Michigan have been hard hit, potentially a sign of things to come.
We're far over capacity and really working hard to care for all these people. I'm afraid that what we're seeing here in Michigan is probably just a foreshadowing of what we'll see across the country.
Despite the warnings and more than 770,000 deaths, a large group of people, 2/3 of whom identify as Republicans, remain unwilling to get vaccinated or to vaccinate their children.
Infections among the unvaccinated continue to drive this pandemic, hospitalizations, and deaths. Tragically, at a time when we have vaccines that can provide incredible protection.
Doctors recommend people gathering for Thanksgiving celebrations exercise caution.
That means masking indoors. That means perhaps doing rapid tests prior to gatherings. That means taking those extra precautions that, we hoped we weren't going to have to do this year.
Nearly 2 years into the pandemic, weary Americans are dealing with the new normal. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera.
And finally, at least 27 refugees and migrants bound for the United Kingdom have drowned in the English Channel after their boat sank. France and the UK are trading blame for the incident, but leaders in both countries says they need to step up joint efforts to prevent the crossings. Al Jazeera's Nadim Baba reports.
Where are you going now? Go UK. Go UK.
A regular sight on the French coast, even as winter sets in. Refugees and migrants determined to reach Britain. And now a reminder of the dangers they face. News that so many people have died at sea after setting off from Calais. On Wednesday night, the French Interior Minister arrived there to meet local officials and hospital workers.
As far as we know, 33 people capsized off Dunkirk and Calais. As of now, 31 people died and 2 people are currently being treated, but their lives are unfortunately in danger. Among these 31 dead, we know that there were 5 women and 1 little girl. For now, we don't have any more information on the identities of these people.
French Prime Minister Jean Castex tweeted, "The shipwreck in the English Channel is a tragedy. My thoughts are with the many missing and injured victims of criminal smugglers who exploit their distress and misery." While the British Prime Minister called an emergency meeting in London.
This disaster underscores how dangerous it is to cross the Channel in this way. And it also shows how vital it is that we now step up our efforts to break the business model of the gangsters who are sending people to sea in this way. I say to our partners across the Channel, now is the time for us all to step up, to work together, to do everything we can to break these gangs who are literally getting away with murder.
These people did make it to the English coast on Wednesday after being picked up by volunteers from the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. They're among the roughly 25,000 people who've crossed from France this year, 3 times last year's figure. Britain still receives far fewer asylum claims than countries such as Germany or France. But the government's currently introducing legislation which would penalise asylum seekers who use so-called illegal routes like crossing the Channel. Rights groups point out legal routes are inaccessible for most. And in reality, given how desperate these people are to reach the UK, more tragedies can't be ruled out. Nadim Baba, Al Jazeera.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Friday at 5:30 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.